Okay, well, hi everybody. Welcome to our second session of our Tabula Rasa online retreat. And yeah, for this session, we're here in the studio in Mexico, and we're joined by Erik and Jason, and they've been facilitating and overseeing at the mystery school that we have happening here. So I'm going to pass it over right to them. So take it away.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Good to see you. Yeah, I'm really grateful to be here with Jason. We go way back, Jason and I. We've had a lot of deep collaborations over the years in this community. And as Peter just said, we've recently been collaborating at the mystery school. We have our Tabula Rasa mystery school happening right now. I don't know where they're on this. There they are. They're in the second row at our Tabula Rasa mystery school. And I love this theme because that's what we're really practicing. This theme of I place my future in the hands of God is very much related to the term Tabula Rasa, which means, I think it's Sanskrit, or what language is it? It means empty mind or empty slate. Maybe not Sanskrit, but Latin. I think it's Latin. Which, yeah.
Approval from the audience.
we have a yes. Good. And that's what we practice every day at the mystery school, is really giving it all over to the Spirit and not having to know what the day is going to look like. I see Beverly there. She was at our mystery school. And we heard from a man earlier on the morning session who's coming to our June class. And it's been an experience of just going much, much deeper into trusting that the Spirit will handle all the details, that we really don't have to figure out what we're meant to do in terms of the practicalities of what seems to be daily human life. We're literally given the steps. And the moment that we try to figure out what we should do or that we plan, it's like Jesus is really happy with us doing that if we feel we need to, because that can sometimes just help us feel a little more peaceful, because what's really happening is that we're transitioning in our mind from a belief in control to the realization that I've never had control and that God is in control always. And yet we have to be convinced of that very gradually, in a way that doesn't, feel too traumatic. Like that line in the chorus where Jesus says, fear not that you'll be suddenly hurled into reality. He's also saying, fear not that you'll have to just give up all control in an instant. Like, in my experience, it's been very gradual, where I was given guidance about specific aspects of my life, like my career and my relationships, about where to move to, what to do, and each step that I was given, it felt like a major letting go of control. I remember when I was guided to get married, for example, I felt like, oh my God, I really wanted to be a bachelor my whole life. And the Spirit is guiding me to get married. That's definitely going to be a loss of control. But I could feel that it was also going to lift me out of this Erik self-concept, and it did. It really helped to undo a lot of the control that I wasn't even aware of what a control freak I was, until I took certain steps. That was, getting married was one of them, going on a world tour, going to visit places I had never been, coming into this community. I mean, every time I would come into this community. I started volunteering here about 10, 12 years ago, and every time I would feel guided to come and volunteer for a month or a couple months, or even just come to a retreat. It was scary because I could feel that when I'm here, my old control mechanisms don't really have a place. They're not appropriate. I would still try. I would try very hard to maintain control, but being surrounded by mighty companions in a context where the whole purpose is to let go of control and to be open to the spirit, it just, it kind of forced me to keep questioning the ways in which I wanted to be in control of my life. And my relationship with Jason was very, very instrumental in that, actually. There was a lot of collaborations that we had where, I really wanted to be in control. And I just was remembering the time when we were on a driving trip. I shared this in the mystery school recently, where we were in Canada and we had a gathering that night that you were going to be leading. And you asked me to sit in the front seat and navigate for you to how to get there with the map.
The bus?
No, we were in a car at this point. I think we had arrived at somewhere, and then we had a car to go to this place. And you invited me to be in the front seat and help you navigate. Well, I got in the front seat and I started having my own ideas about which way to go. And I think you already kind of had a sense of which way we were guided to go. And so I started just giving all my opinions about which way no, let's turn up here. And you weren't feeling it. And I just got angry, and I was like trying to be like in control of, no, if we take this, it'll be a shortcut. And everything I said, it was like coming from this control. And then finally, I remember you just pulled over and you said, Eric, I don't know if this is going to work. I think we should switch with, I think Carrie was in the car or someone, and switch with me. And I remember being like so crushed, like I failed at this little tiny role you had given me of helping you navigate. But I also remember it was really helpful. Like, it was humbling. It showed me that, like this control aspect within myself that needed to get exposed. And there were many experiences like that over the years with Jason and with others in this community that studio with us. A lot of them are starting to really pray about their next step. Like, when they leave here, what will they do? Which was always a big concern for me too. I would come and I would dive into the community and really give myself over to the healing and the forgiveness lessons. But then when it came time to kind of go back out into the world, so to speak, it always felt a bit scary. Like, how am I gonna, like, wow, I've just gone through so much healing and so much transformation. I feel like a different person now. How am I gonna be able to relate to my family again, my dad and my sister? And yet each time I was guided to leave the community, perhaps because I had learned as much as I could at that point, I would go back and then I would have to face things with my dad and my sister that, it was like an integration. Like, I had to transfer the training to everyone. And it was always so perfect. I feel like Jesus has been very, very gentle with me. And I'm just so grateful for how gentle this path really is. It feels pretty intense at times. I'm sure that you've experienced intensity along the way as well. But ultimately, I can see, looking back, how it was all orchestrated to be very loving and very gentle.
Yeah. It can seem like it takes years to even accept the plan. At least in my case, I thought I was a rabbit for God in the beginning, and I was just telling one of my housemates today that it's actually not helpful, but it's more like a turtle. This theme David brought up years ago, tortuga in Spanish, get more like a turtle, because the healing really is in mind, and as long as there's that rabbit there kind of driving the way, you miss over the underlying lessons as if it's something in form. And for years I was guided to marry Emily, and I did get married to her, but something in my heart had never really fully as actually it's just like an inner calling, an inner peace that's strengthening. And now it's slowly being transferred to all sorts of areas that I'd made exceptions to. And I don't have to fight that feeling. It might come up as like even a resistance at first, but I know underneath it some kind of choice is disappearing. And that to me is placing the future in the hands of God. Even I think yesterday or today, our house is kind of an admin house, and two of the people really like meeting at the kitchen table every day and talking, which means I have to leave the area. And I was starting to feel like I don't feel good about this. And I would express it, which is, what we're to do. And I expressed it and felt good saying it. But then all of a sudden this fear came over and I was like, wow, what is that fear? And I just remembered, oh yeah, okay, there's something underneath this. So I just gave my full attention to it. Again, choice is coming up. I started journaling. It's like embarrassing. I want to do what I want to do. I want to choose. And I'm like, oh, there's that choice again. And just seeing that, something in me settled. And I thought, I have this mission to support, which is kind of like an overriding guidance right now. Wow, I want to support them. Okay, show me how to do that in a really deep way. And just that prayer, the fear just completely disappeared. And yeah, I just sunk into this super deep meditation for like 40 minutes, lost track of time. Definitely placing the future in the hands of God. So yeah, just when I think of that, I think of letting go of choice and accepting God's plan.
Yeah, that's deep. An idea that we don't actually have any choice. We definitely have an illusion of choice, but there's certain guidance that comes in, like getting married, that seems to, remove choice from certain aspects of our life, which can be like a really helpful stepping stone towards ultimately accepting that we never had a choice anyway. It was all scripted. Yeah. Well, we recently did a concert at the Mystery School, and it actually started as this idea for to have more music collaboration and to give everyone an opportunity to see what it's like to collaborate with someone for healing, and purely for healing. And the concert idea was kind of just like a backdrop, like an excuse for there to be collaboration. And so I think it was about 2 weeks ago at the Mystery School, I started doing sessions with the students and encouraging them to pray and to open up to lyrics and song ideas. And I had them write a letter to God as an exercise to just open the channels of what would I say to God if I could write to God, and then I had them write a letter from God back to them, like what would God say to you, and then be open to seeing if anything in those letters could become lyrics in a song. And we actually we did a campfire about a week ago. And then we did another campfire 2 nights ago on Wednesday with a whole nother set of songs. They actually had a bunch of songs come through them for the first campfire that were, kind of a feeling of being done through. There's actually one of the songs that our friend David Smickley wrote is called Done Through, and it's beautiful. We're going to play, because we recorded the concert that we did a couple nights ago. We're going to play those clips for you tonight of this music that, it was so beautiful. The whole concert was really a demonstration of giving yourself over to the Spirit and letting the Spirit sing through you and perform through you, to, like, I will step back and let Him lead the way. So I think we'll go more into some of the depth of the healing that occurs through that kind of collaboration, and continuously giving it over to God and saying, even with the music, even with planning a song, we have to keep giving the future over into God's hands. But maybe for now, we could set up the first clip of the first song that was performed that night. And I was there, I was kind of the MC, so I did like a brief introduction and interview with the musicians who are the students at the ministry school, and as well as the interns in our internship program. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and play that first song? It's called Be Thou My Vision. I think this one was actually like a hymn, like a kind of like a Christian hymn that our friend Betty was inspired to sing, and there was a whole choir of all the students and interns with her. So yeah, we'll sit back and enjoy this first song.